another video. This is Africa Football Connect, and this is me talking to you, your host Sam, and we are looking at the transfer news of the day and what are the changes that have been happening in this day. So before we go anywhere, please, I want you guys to do us a favor by hitting the likes and clicking the subscribe button for this video, and click like if you enjoy the video, and share the video if you enjoy it, so that you can let other football fans that are out there, your friends and other people, to know what is happening. So this is what we are doing today. We'll be focusing on what has been changing. So today, what we are basically talking about, we are talking about Jadon Sancho, we are talking about Manchester United and the other deals that are happening in there. We are talking about Gareth Bale and the Tottenham deal. We are talking about other things, Alexis Lacazette, and what is happening with the Arsenal player and everything that comes. So we are just covering everything we can cover as fast as we can and give you all the updates that you need to know. So the first story we have, it's coming from the Borussia Dortmund, and they're saying that they will offer winger Jadon Sancho a new deal and a specific pay raise if Manchester United don't meet their 100 million pound by tomorrow. So it means that United have only today until tomorrow for them to go after the player they want. If they don't, then it's a done deal. Which, come to think of it, when you think of it, it's really crazy. It seemed this has been one of the transfer that has been so loud, that has been making a lot of noise, showing like there's actually progress that is happening. So United is today and tomorrow to give a bid, and that will be their last. If they cannot meet what Borussia Dortmund has said, then Borussia Dortmund are continuing with the striker, and they're just moving on like nothing has happened. So tell me what you think of the Manchester United fans. Do you really like what is being said right now? Do you really like what they're saying right now about your team? Because you wanted this guy, you made him your number one target, you talked about him all this long, about how he was going to help in the Champions League, that you have qualified for next season. Sorry guys, I just stand up and get some water, but we are back again, and we are talking about what is happening. And we have been talking about Jadon Sancho and how it seems like the fairy tale movement that the Manchester United fans were expecting, what the excitement that they had might be going to nothing. Now it seems like nothing's happening. So I want to hear from the United fans. What do you think? This rumor has been going on for so long, and you had some bid rejected, and there was a time when your club came out and saying that we are not going to be bullied for this thing, and the Dortmund were like, they said this is a win-win, and they said that they gave you a deadline that tomorrow by 10 of August is the last day, because they want to continue if they are going to move on into other midfielders, if you are going to take your player or not. They're actually giving you the player, and they said that you just have to pay the money that they told you to pay, but it seems like you're not willing to show up. So if you don't show up, it means that it's a moving, and these guys are okay. They're actually thinking of increasing his wages they were saying that he was getting 6 million, and they're thinking of adding 4 million more, so that he gets for 10 million a year in a season. So what is going to happen now? So it means that we are moving on. What are you thinking about? What can you say about it? I want to hear from the Manchester United, because the star man that you've been talking about seems like it's to be the one who's slipping away. And how are you feeling? How disappointed will you be if you don't get this player? Because the deadline of Sancho is not like another deadline. They've given you that by the 10. They're preparing for their league, so they need to focus with whoever they'll be having in Dortmund. So what is happening, guys? And tell me, is there anything that is going to happen between today and tomorrow? I'll be watching. This will be something that we'll be doing. I'm going to have to try to do maybe a countdown, so that we'll see if this is going to happen tomorrow. Then we'll keep talking about it. So 1 hour ago, Manchester United are keen to sell Phil Jones this summer, and they have decided against operating on his injuries to boost his chances of offloading him. The defender was set to miss 5 months by going under the knife, but United are focusing on rehab instead. So it seems like the player he was supposed to go under the knife so that he can actually recover from the injuries he has picked up playing for the club. But it seems like Manchester United are thinking of offloading the defender, so they're thinking of what, giving him his time to recover, then move on to another team because they don't feel like he still serves any purpose in the club. Tell me what you think. Again, this is another story that is coming from the city of Manchester, and they're thinking of looking aside from Phil Jones, which is crazy, but this is what is happening. This is what Old Trafford are thinking of doing. So let's talk about the Manchester United. It seems like you're the one who are in the hot topic today. Let me hear what you're saying. So you remember the Niles situation from Arsenal. Last time we were talking about Arsenal looking for offers from another club who were interested in getting him. So it seems like there's a club that is interesting. It seems like they're saying Tottenham Hotspur are eyeing on a shock move for Arsenal academy graduate Ainsley Maitland-Niles after he was told that he was free to leave the club this summer. So Tottenham, they are looking by all means to replace, especially in the back side. So this could be a chance. Remember, they were talking about letting one of their defenders to go to Inter Milan, if I remember. So this will be a good person who can come and actually fill that shoes of where they're thinking of letting another defender go. So we'll keep watching what Jose's team does, but that's what they're saying. Tottenham are interested in coming after this. And 3 hours ago, remember the story we were talking about, the one that hit the headlines before the Juventus story, where we were talking about Gareth Bale being offered to Tottenham, thinking of getting Gareth Bale to Tottenham rather than him doing nothing at Real Madrid. So it seems like today, this morning, they're saying that Gareth Bale will stick to his guns and stay at Real Madrid in a 60 million standoff as a payback for 4 to let him leave this summer. That's the Sun. So Gareth Bale will stick to the guns and stay at Real Madrid in a 60 million standoff as payback for failing to let him leave this summer. So it's crazy. I don't know what is happening in the city of Madrid because Gareth Bale is not being used for starters. So I thought he was going to be allowed to leave. Let me hear one of the comments that have been said underneath. That's what they get for treating players like trash. Casillas wasn't even given a proper send-off, and look at what he did for the club. Someone has to stand up for them, and they have to respect Bale. So Bale is doing this on purpose. He knows that if he doesn't leave, then he's going to make money out of Real Madrid. So he's paying back, because Real Madrid, they treat you well when they need you, when they're saying you're offering something for the club, but when they don't need you, they throw you like trash. So it seems like it's one person who's standing up for them, and even the comments that are there where I'm reading right now, they're saying that. So tell me what you think, Real Madrid fans. Do you think your club is treating players well? Because remember, them players are the ones that makes football the way it is. That's why we love football, because of how much the players are willing to put on the line for us, the fans, for our excitement to enjoy whatever that is happening. So the treatment that these guys are giving Bale, which they did also to Casillas, and they are now doing it to another player, and they were also about to do that to Ronaldo until he left. What do you think will be the end of this? And tell me what you think, because now it seems like this guy is standing up for them, and they're saying that he's going nowhere, and he's going to be making money for Real Madrid. He's going to be making a lot of money, eating Real Madrid's money while seated doing nothing, playing golf. He even made a funny joke about it. Let me read another comment that is written here. They're saying Real Madrid has themselves to blame, demanded a fee for the player, and that was the end of his move to China. Bale's people pursued Real Madrid to let him go for free. Yes, I think it's last season where he wanted to go to China, and he was offered a lot of money, and the Real Madrid turned down that because they felt like he was going to gain more, benefit more, and they were like, no, we're not letting him go. Now, because they no longer need him, they're trying by all means to push him away. And Bale was saying he's going away, and he's going to make money, and he's going to eat your money without even thinking, and it's going to hurt you guys. And I feel like you deserve this treatment, because you're treating people like awful. You are busy treating players like how Juventus treat their players and managers. You have to understand that before anything, before the money, before the club, before what, all of us, we are human beings, and we are set to be treated right than the way you guys are treating other players. So You deserve what is happening to you right now, and I don't even care how it goes, but you deserve everything that is happening to you, Real Madrid, and we don't really care. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm like, yes, I'm with you, Bell. Stay there, eat money, because 60 million, that's a lot of money, and you're doing it while you're seated. That's just amazing. And 3 hours ago, Transfer News is telling me that Jadon Sancho is yet to finalize his Manchester United switch, but the forward has already started the settling in process, joining group chats with Old Trafford stars. So it seems like Jadon Sancho has already made some few friends in the city of Manchester. In Manchester, or of course he was from Manchester, but he's already doing some moves, joining up with the Manchester Stars, coming into WhatsApp groups, but yet to be decided because the clubs has not yet reached an agreement, and that's where the things are going to turn. If the things doesn't happen, there's nothing that is happening. And all the Manchester United supporters that I've heard, they said that this was a done deal. It was something that was happening, something that was supposed to be done weeks ago, but now it seems like we're about to reach a full month with nothing happening. So we don't know how it's going to play out. And let me get the comments that are written here. Dortmund wants 19 million euro upfront in the deal, which in this case we don't really have, since we have bought 2 other players. Oh, the deadline isn't going to work. It's just a scare. Oh, some United supporters, they actually have some confidence. They're saying that the deadline is just a scare. It's not going to happen. And that ones, they're saying, okay, yes, Dortmund said that side they want 90 million up front. And it seems like some of with the news that they're saying. And this is Semi Bruno Kaika, and they're saying that it seems like the man is not exactly in hand with Manchester United at the moment, but they can provide it. So I don't know how this thing will play out. Kai Havertz has agreed a 5-year contract at Chelsea Football Club, with the Blues heavily linked with a transfer for the Bayern Leverkusen star. Okay, so that's when they've agreed. There's an agreement between the player and the club, but is there an agreement between the clubs yet? Because if there was an agreement, then this thing should be done. We should be seeing movement here. Let me hear some of the comments. Nene is saying that the question in this complication, how can a player that has already agreed a contract still be addressed with the heavily linked? That's a I think it's just making jokes of the club. Until we see him in England, London, then we can be sure, because even the post seems not clear. Yeah, I go with you, Roland. Until you see the player in the Chelsea club, until you see him there signing a contract, lifting that jersey, wearing the Blues jersey, the number 3 new logo of yours, and doing some stuff, that's when we can actually believe that something has happened. But rather than that, there's no agreement that has been done. I think you just have to develop the Liverpool mentality that us, the fans of Liverpool, have now. We only believe in stuff and when we see them happening, when things are now done. Without that, we cannot run into conclusion. It just doesn't work. 4 hours ago, they are saying that Chelsea Football Club are ready to make a £20 million move for defender John Stones, and offer the Manchester City men a shot of redemption at the table of the elite in the Premier League. So we now all know that Phil Jones has been one of the players that have been sidetracked, have been pushed away by Pep Guardiola and the managerial crew of Manchester City. They feel like it's just not worth their standards. So it seems like Chelsea are thinking of becoming the savior in this case, to come and take the player so that they can actually go play for the other blue side of the London Blues. So we have to wait and see more about this one. That's what the Daily Mirror is saying, and we don't know how the Chelsea fans are feeling. Let me hear what Cisa is saying. Hope that this gamble Frank Hope this gamble Frank is taking payoffs next season. Otherwise, you'll be shown the door. When Romain spend, he expects a result. We aren't like United who spend but we have nothing to show for it. Oh, that's harsh. He's saying that Frank, I hope this thing that Frank is doing of getting stones, this hustle he's doing actually has to pay back because when the manager or the owner of Chelsea, Roman spends, he expects the results. It's not like we are not like United who actually just do deals but nothing actually in what they get in the end. So we have to wait and see what happens with the Jones and the Blues, and I hope what Lampard is thinking and this coaching staff actually works. Let me hear what Luan is saying. Lampard wants to change Chelsea into England national team. When Chelsea needed John Stone, he snapped Chelsea and he wanted Manchester City. Now they're going back for him, which is crazy. Yeah. The player thought Manchester City was the best place to be, so what did you expect him to do? Let me give him an example. Let me give you an example. Who's this? Loana. Let me give you an example. Think of a situation that you want John Stones, then Liverpool said that they want John Stones. Who do you think is going to choose between you guys and Liverpool? That's the same story with him, so that's why he had to go where? He had to go to Manchester City at that point because it seemed like it was the club that was going on high. But it happens when you fail, you move on. Look at the Coutinho situation. Right now, he's struggling at Barcelona. The things are not going well for him. So we just have to hope that something happened for him. And if you think Chelsea can actually transform him, there's a reason why Lampard wants him. I think he's watched just a few games of Jones, and he knows his weaknesses and he knows how he can help him. So if he thinks that he can do that, then he should take the gamble of getting the player and expect to provide something with the player. Because what most of you people don't know, Guardiola is not like any other manager. Yes, he's a good manager, but he doesn't treat players the same way like other managers does. He treats them like they're in the army. Let me just give you an example. He treats these players like they're in an army. So they have to be forced to what? Provide results no matter what. So in this situation, that's the same with Phil Jones. So it seems with this John Stones, so we have to wait and see what happens in the end. From another Manchester City defender to another Manchester City defender, Barcelona are not willing to meet Eric Garcia's asking price at Manchester City. City wants 23 million for the player plus 12 million in bonuses, but Barcelona will only pay 10 million upfront. That's crazy. Okay. But they didn't tell us how much that Barcelona are saying are willing to pay here. Because what we just been told is that these guys, the Manchester City, they need 23 million euro. But that's not what Barcelona said. They said they're only willing to pay 10 million euro up front. Then the rest they'll pay in bonuses. So that's the another case. The youngster refused to sign a contract with Manchester City. He wants to go to Barcelona. So no matter he goes this season or next season as a free agent, he's going to go to Barcelona. So the team that is on the losing side at the moment as we stand is Manchester City. So they need to sort all their situations and go after and find a way to agree with Barcelona, because if they don't, they're going to lose a star who is going to make them make something for free. And it's going to hurt them more than what they are doing right now. So Manchester City, you need to rethink the situation and try to come up with a better way to make something out of your player, because he came from the academy side of you and you have all the right to actually get something from him. That's what I think. Now, there's a big name. He's saying we want 30 million for this boy, and if they don't want to pay that, we will give him a better contract extension. He refused the extension, for Christ's sake. Since Otamendi and Jones are leaving, he will play under Pep. Let me read what they say. Since Otamendi and Phil Jones are leaving, since Otamendi and Stones are leaving, he will play under Pep. Pep will never let a Spanish talent like that he will. Okay, I think he was trying to say Pep will never let a Spanish talent like that just please leave him like just goes like that. He will want every Spanish player to develop. That's your own thoughts there, your own two thoughts on the situation. That's what I think. Because if you wanted to play under Pep, like every other players wants to play under Pep, he would have signed a contract with Manchester City, but he refused the contract. Reason why? He wanted to go and play for the Spanish biggest team, second biggest team in Spanish, which is Barcelona. So it's either Pep swallow his pride and the board, and they let the kid go with a price where they can actually gain something from it. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know what you're seeing this thing and how you are thinking this situation, but if you don't do that, you're going to make nothing out of this player. Let me hear what Oda is saying. And the Oda Kenneth, he's saying he has decided to leave, so City should accept that from 10 million to 15 million rather losing him for free. He is a pure talent though. Exactly like what I'm saying. This is the truth that you just gave them, Mr. Kenneth. It's either they have to actually swallow their pride and just gain something out of the player, because if they don't, they are going to lose him for nothing. They are going to make nothing out of this player, and he's a pure talent that they have here, and he doesn't want to play for them, which makes sense because he doesn't want to play for them. They just have to accept the situation and sell him, because it's not like Barcelona has any club that they're fighting with to gain the player. It's only Barcelona in this situation, and they are willing to wait to get him as a free transfer. But that has to be looked at how Barcelona is. But in the moment, they need to do something, Manchester City, and gain something out of this than to lose everything at all. That would be crazy. Transfer news are saying that Pierre-Emile Hobson, this is one weird name, will have a medical with Tottenham tomorrow ahead of a 15 million plus bonuses pounds move from Southampton. That's Sky Sports, the source. So there is movement there. It seems like Tottenham are about to sign their first player. And WF Ebze is saying that thank God for Spurs life. For Spurs life. We will still need a right back, a centre back, and a centre forward. Okay. Then what is this guy? Enfield Sebata is saying they hijacked our neighbors poor Everton. Oh, they hijacked our neighbors poor Everton. So this guy is a Liverpool friend, and he's saying that it seems like this agreement that happened for Spurs to go after this player, it was like they hijacked Everton. So it's crazy. We'll see how it goes. 15 hours ago, Alexandre Lacazette is set to leave Arsenal for Atletico Madrid once his strike partner Aubameyang signed a new contract with the Spanish side preferred to spend 30 million on his services. So what they're saying is that Alexandre Lacazette is set to be leaving Arsenal and he'll be joining Atletico Madrid. The reason why he's leaving there, I think, is because of lack of game time. Remember, his best pal, his best friend, his best mate, who is Aubameyang, who signed a new contract of 30 million a season. So it seems like they're losing one of their best strikers, and actually the player that me as Liverpool, I actually fear as a supporter of Liverpool, is one of the guys who have caused a lot of problems with us. So that's a good thing for us in the same situation, bad for them because they're losing one of the amazing talent that they had in Arsenal. That's what I feel. They should have found ways of actually giving him more game time, and things were going to turn very well than the way they're turning right now. Let me see what the comments are saying on this situation. Le Toronolo Boise Pule is saying that it's good business as long as it's Partey plus 30 million. We need a stronger center midfielder, ball winner. We also need a strong center back. That's an Arsenal fan who's giving what he feels like they really need as a club. So I think it would be good if it's part and parcel of them getting Thomas Partey in the same situation. So we'll wait and see. Then what they were talking about is transferring and using Genduz as one of the exchange. I think Lacazette will do better than Genduz. So we have to wait and see what happens on this situation. The other comment is coming from Nyazwa. If Kala leaves, if Lacazette leaves, then Aubameyang will go to his natural position as a striker with William and Saka on the wings. Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. That would be dangerous, but good for them. That would be dangerous. So actually, in a way, it's a blessing in disguise, according to the comments that I'm seeing from you here, guys. 15 hours ago, they're saying that Edson Cavani has agreed a 3-year contract with Sporting Lisbon in Benfica worth 9 million a year euro. So it means he'll be making 9 million a year in euro a season in Benfica. That's what they're saying. Let me see what some of the Benfica supporters or PSG supporters are saying. How he never played for a bigger club, for a big club, made good money though. Oh, what are they talking about? Was there another club that was offering more? I don't think. I only heard of Leeds United. There were no any other club that were interested in than Leeds. So Benfica and Leeds, I don't know how Benfica plays, but I prefer Benfica over Leeds because Leeds just got promoted to Premier League. They were in Championship, and Benfica have been their main league for such a long time. So I don't see what you mean here, but or maybe you mean that he never got a chance to play for the likes of Barcelona, the likes of Real Madrid, the likes of Bayern Munich, the likes of what he was only playing for PSG. But it's okay though. He's still making money though. And the Nakobo Mod, oh, that is a weird name. He's saying that I don't like what Bayern Munich is doing to Chelsea right now. Oh, so when this transfer news was released, it was the same time where Bayern Munich were playing against Chelsea. So there's a Chelsea fan who's just saying what he was feeling, which was not going well, and he's complaining that he didn't like what Bayern Munich was doing to Chelsea yesterday. I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. I was watching the game as well. I loved it. I couldn't help it. I had to laugh in some situations, but you really did play because they were going to hurt you even more. Ask Tottenham, they can tell you the news. They were going to hurt you more. So better for you that even though you didn't have some of your best players, you were able to survive in the game. 4-1 is not really a bad loss than 7-1, for example. So I don't know. Let's move on. 16 hours ago, Transfer News Live, they were telling us that Manchester United are set to offer goalkeeper Dean Henderson a new deal worth 60 million a week. The new contract would see Henderson's wages increase 5-fold. So it seems like they want to increase his wages. So if he's getting 60 million pounds a week, how much would he be making a month? I think he'll be making as much as like Andy Robertson as well. But my question is this: if they are giving him all this money, does it mean he's the one who's now coming? Because I think in the contract, the player, what we want to know is that is he going to be given a bigger role or a better role than where he has been, so that he know that he won't lose the jersey. Because remember, what the player wants is the jersey and game time in United. If he doesn't get that, Chelsea are willing to take him and are willing to give him a better game time. So we'll have to wait and see what is happening here. But it won't sound well if we don't go to some comments and what you guys think about the deal. Let me hear what you guys are saying. Leonard Adeboji, I think that's my better. Yes. Let's continue, guys. So Leonard is saying that Chelsea were giving him 104 and United are giving him 60. Also, Chelsea were saying that they're gonna give him 104 pounds a week, and United are giving him 60 pounds. 60 pounds. Wow. Yet he still wants to come home. show how he loves United as much as he said. We'll have to wait for that. Let's hear what the other comment is saying, and it's coming from Ruhaka. And this Chelsea FC are prepared to offer him 140,000 pounds a week. So he has to think about this thing. So that's how it looks like for Dean Anderson. But I feel like he has to think about it and think about where he gets game time, because we are able to see how talented he was last season because of the game time he got at Sheffield United. So if he goes and is offered 60,000 pounds a week and sit on the bench the whole season for Manchester United, what of benefit would that be? At the same time, at Chelsea, they are saying they will give him 140,000 pounds a week, and at the same time he will be their number one goalkeeper, which is a win-win. It means you're getting game time and you are able to show the world what you can do. He has to think about this thing. Not saying that you have to leave his home club, but in this situation Manchester United have left him with actually no option or no choice of choosing to where to be, because he's not getting game time there. They still have the guy and they're thinking of signing Schmeichel over him. So they're saying that even though they're giving you this money, they're not yet trusting you being the best keeper, but you have proven yourself to be one of the best in Premier League and in the world, if we could look at the way you did under Sheffield. So Dean Anderson has to think about this thing and actually think of what he can do better for himself. So tell me guys what you think. Do you think that for him to stay under a 60,000 a week, that contract that this United team are willing to offer, would be a good deal for him, or he goes to Chelsea where they are offering game time and actually more money than what United are willing to offer? And also tell me what will happen. Do you think the Lacazette deal to Atletico Madrid will happen, and do you think you can actually gain Partey in the same situation or in the same deal? We have to hear that from you guys. And also what else? And do you think the Manchester City and Barcelona deal will happen for Eric Garcia? Do you think he will be given his dream move to go to play for the Barcelona Giants and go back to his home? Give me down in the comments, give me something, tell me what you think. And also the Chelsea Manchester City deal for John Stones. Do you think that will happen? Because that's still a crazy deal for me, and that's what I'm thinking. And also the main story in this page, which is the Jadon Sancho and Manchester United. Remember, they are now left with less than 24 hours. Yes, they are now left with less than 24 hours. Do you think something will happen? Will they actually gain the player, the number one target they've been talking about this season, since the season began? We'll have to wait and see, and we'll talk about it when it happens. But we can't wait for tomorrow, and we'll tell you what will be the final of this thing. So this has been Africa Football Connect and your host Sam, and I've been giving you the transfer news. Tell me what you think about the Manchester United deal, guys. Do you think it'll happen? Because the way things are looking, it seems like it won't happen, but we'll have to wait and see. So goodbye, and I hope to see you on another video.